Hey guys, Czar here. Hope all is well. Trust you're having a good day and a good week. It is Hump Day, May 14th, and we are looking at 3 minutes to the open here, guys. The daily frame, NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow. The bull market continues. We have another up day here, guys, after two very, very strong days. And on the NASDAQ, we have an inside day so far on the S&P. And in fact, we have a technical down day on the Dow with a marginal bullish bodies on all three of them going into the open. But this is looking awfully extended, isn't it? But we need to believe what the market is telling us. For as long as it keeps telling us that thing, instead of trying to pick tops and fade trends that we might think should be over. And I know there's a lot of that going on. That's why I mentioned that in the way that I did. We're pulling back here, guys, into balance on VWAP, on the two sisters, NASDAQ and S&P. My trading grid is the daily 30 and 1 minute charts, rounding down here, coming into the open in the next 2 minutes. But let's focus in on the 30-minute zones here for a moment, shall we? Let me just open that up a little bit. There we go. You can see that big move that we had yesterday, guys, really started at early Europe like a rocket ship. We had one resting candle before the open on New York. That allowed me to get into a nice, easy 2-hour win yesterday that eventually went 6 or 7-hour, I believe, without me, of course, but just a relentless or unrelenting move higher here. And we've kind of put in this little cup with a handle through Asia and then through Europe. The London session pushed up a little bit here at 7 a.m. and now just kind of grinding back down by gravity, if you will, on the NASDAQ. Very similar looking picture on the S&P. So those two markets very much in agreement and in alignment so far coming into this open. And then my 1 minute chart here on the right hand side. I'll bring you back after the 1 minute open range is finished, and that will be set for the rest of the day. All right, guys, there's the 1 minute open range. The NASDAQ is 28 points, kind of a small range today, and 6 3/4 points on the S&P. A little resting action here. See those tighter EMAs just kind of wrapping around each other. Not much going on here so far. We're only about a minute and a half into the session, so maybe I should relax a bit. Just for fun, guys, here I brought out the London open range and overlaid that. There's the New York open range. There's the London open range. So a little bit of overhead resistance here. It looks like it's going to have no problem going through that. But I just wanted to show that to you here. Let me expand it. There's the London open range, 3 a.m. New York time, of course. And then prices spend most of the time below it. There's that cup with the handle that I mentioned, right? There's the big cup. There's the handle. Driving back above, but now have pulled back into the span of travel of the handle, if you like. A little nondescript here, guys. So I just wanted to show that to you to keep that in mind here, and then I'm going to delete that again. Pushing higher here, but back into that range that you see. Nothing for me to do. And getting back above this 30-minute zone, guys. Clean traffic area above. Wow, this thing really wants to go. So as long as we are pushing up here, guys, without any structure, I'm just going to let this go, put you on pause, and I'll bring you back. I may even grab a cup of coffee in the meantime. See you in a bit. Pulling back a little bit here, guys, on the 1 minute chart, back into range. Things get tricky here because this was a nice impulse wave. If we get a nice orderly corrective back into the top of the open range or into the 21, I would normally be looking for a continuation higher. But given this extension and the fact that we do have this zone up here, which I believe is fairly significant, it makes it a little tricky to consider entering long into this thing, but we'll see. Just being patient here, guys. Always monitoring my breathing, muscle tension, heart rate, specifically my hands. I find that if I'm getting tense, my hands and my forearms tense up first, sometimes my shoulders and neck. I'm just aware of it. I'm just making myself actively and proactively aware how I'm sitting, how I'm feeling, breathing, my tone, monitoring to see if there's any feeling of anxiousness or panic or rushing, excitability, any of those things. Those are all just small warning signs that your nervous system is getting a little bit more vigilant than I would like. Sometimes just the awareness down-regulates that, calms the system. So as I posted in my group this morning, tilt prevention is the name of the game, right? Bad things happen when we go on tilt. And bad things really never happen when we don't go on tilt. Assuming you're position sizing properly and using stops and all the core basics of a good trading practice. Nothing to do here, guys. So again, now that we've pulled back into this range, guys, I'm not interested in longs here, but I love this clean move that we're having on the 1 minute chart. I would normally be very interested here. I'll put you on pause, bring you back. Let's bring out a marker here, guys. Just measuring. This order is not live. Watching a pullback. This is the dance, guys. Curious to see if we pull back down below this shift candle that started it all. Started it all outside of the open range, of course. First candle closing outside and really pushing outside of the open range. I ignore the first candle. It's typically a fairly big candle because of the amount of volume that explodes onto the market here on the New York Open. Going to be deleting this marker here in a moment. Deleting the marker now. Nothing for me to do. Huge topping tail here, guys. Just bringing out a marker. Sell stop order, guys, right there. Sell stop order right there. Just below that pre-market candle, that little tiny candle there, and below the open range. 9 is just flipped below the 21. I would like to see those EMAs move into and below the open range eventually, of course. Here we go. And I'm in, guys. I am in. Short the NASDAQ. Stop above the one candle that started this big move that sliced right through the open range. This is also the first candle that closed just inside of the open range after an attempt higher. And now it's the waiting game. All right, guys, we're back. And as you can see, this trade has not been performing as I would have hoped. We have pulled back into the open range here for the second time, actually. And looking like there's still a little bit of hope here, but I've got my marker ready to mark this as a 1 hour charge across the board because it looks like the buyers really are defending this area right here. I want to bring out the open range for Asia here, guys, right there. Interesting. Okay, so here we have the open range for Asia, guys. That was 8 p.m. last night. You can see that price has spent quite a bit of time here grinding around the Asian range, right? Rejecting, finding some work in there. And then here we go, guys, pulling down, reject over and over again. And now rallying back up into my stop loss by the looks of it. We'll see in a few minutes. But this looks like it's going to be a 1 hour chart to start the day here. We'll see. I'll bring you back, guys. And there it is, guys, a 1 hour charge to start the day. Just a routine business expense. Very nice setup. But those buyers are just way too strong. They really want to be a part of this. And so I'll accept that expense. Move on to the next transaction. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate you. Have an amazing afternoon.